Welcome to the Mile High Podcast. This is your host, Dr. Daniel Knowles, coming from the altitude of 5,280 feet, where so many of you will be in just a few weeks at Mile High. If you have not registered, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is going to be not only the place to rise up and have fun, but the place to be in August 15th to 18th. Reserve your seats, www.riseuptomilehigh.com. Use the savings code podcast. And today I have the distinct pleasure and honor to interview one of our speakers for this year, and also one of my favorite people to talk to, whether it be virtually here or in person, because he's just so full of love and fun and vision. Dr. Frank Vaught. And Dr. Frank, he's a founder and owner of Health on Earth Wellness Centers. He is really not just a chiropractor, but a community leader for personal health and wellness. He's really an inspirational speaker. He served in the Army for 8 years, and since 2004, he's been practicing chiropractic. He's got 3 health and wellness locations in Illinois. And we are so thrilled to have him on the podcast as well as on the Mile High stage this year. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Frank.
Thank you, Danny, man. It's good to see you, man. You're looking good, man. Denver is really good to you, it looks like, man. It looks like Denver's doing good for you.
Yeah, Denver's a great place. You're going to love it when you're out here.
Oh, man, I can't wait to get out there, man. It's going to be an exciting time, Danny. I'll tell you what, man. I'm already feeling like the energy and the talk. It's like this constant climatic rise to the mountaintop there, Danny. Rise to the mountain, man. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Excited about it.
Now, it's really interesting that you said that, and that's the first question I want to ask you about, which is you talked about the rise to the mountaintop. Let's talk a little bit about where you started, because you've made some big accomplishments and achievements from starting in the valley. So, talk a little bit about where you started in your chiropractic journey.
Well, just starting off, Danny, I remember pretty much even starting chiropractic school. It was so crazy because I just got out the military and I literally was living in my car in the parking lot of my school. I lived there for about...
So let's say this again. You were living in your car in the parking lot.
Well, I got out the Army. I started chiropractic school the next week. So I didn't have a place to stay, but I wasn't going to let it stop me. So I went to the school. I parked in the parking lot and I started school. Once the security guys chased me out in about a week, I lived in actual school for another week until finally I was living with the vice president of my college in their house. Oh, Danny, that was a hell of an experience. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, but it taught me a lot about being unstoppable, man, and not allowing barriers to predict your future or your altitude. Being up there at the top of the mountain there, baby. It's constantly staying focused and being in practice. You really gotta be the same way, Danny. You really gotta be the same way. So from there, got out of practice, opened my first practice here in Illinois. I came to Illinois, did statistics of the area, being originally from Detroit. I thought Illinois was a pretty exciting place. I came here, started coaching with my mentor, Dr. Schiffman, and started practicing. On my very first day I opened, I didn't have anything but a table. And what did I have? A table, a clipboard, and a yellow pad. And I didn't have a computer. I didn't even have a phone yet. And I saw people. I guess when you're practicing, if you have your hands, your table, and your people, that's all you need. There's no other excuse. And then it follows. Everything else follows. But it was but it's been an extreme passion of mine, especially with serving people. What a lot of people don't know is my mother was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when I was 6 years old. And with that, it's so funny. I was thinking about a story just the last night. I was up and I was putting something together, and like whenever I came home, like I usually came home later because I was going to practice. I rather had track practice, football practice, whatever it was. But it was a particular day I came home, and my mother had got up, and I think I was about 12 or 13 years old, and she had fell. And she had been laying there for about 5 hours, just laying there, and she couldn't get up. I was able to get home, and I was early, but I was the first person to greet her. And I was like, wow, you know, like you've been laying here for 5 hours, and the whole time she was just like, well, I knew God was going to send somebody. I knew God was going to send somebody. I knew I'm okay. God's got me. And all I'm thinking about is, you know, God, why is this situation happening? But it's like it enabled me or allowed me to get closer to something and develop a passion to serve. You know, and now whenever I see someone in any type of lack, you know, I can have that burning passion to want to fill that void. And it just happens that multiple sclerosis impacts the most important part of your body, which is your nervous system. And that's what chiropractic has some dynamic effects on. So, you know, I being there and then getting to practicing and then being in the city of Chicago and then opening more practices, trying to be more expansive, trying to reach more people. And now then starting Evoke to reach communities of underserved people. I mean, it really opened my mind there, Danny. Doing the mission trips that we put together, going to the Dominican, going to Haiti, and going over there and serving and being able to touch people and look at the responses and not even having the same language, Danny. Chiropractic is universal. The nervous system is universal. Love is universal. Innate intelligence is universal. You know, it's amazing, man. And that's just a little bit about my story, I guess, Danny.
I love it. I love it. And I know that's going to be some of the heat that you bring to Mile High.
Definitely.
Now, when you got on the chiropractic path, what was really your why? Why did you want to go into chiropractic? What ignited the vision to help people?
Well, one of the things I saw is, just like with growing up and being in and out of hospitals a lot, I saw that it was repetitive, and I saw that there wasn't a burning desire to get people. There wasn't a love there. There wasn't a commitment there. It was people were more so in a hospital environment. They were a bother. They were in the way, and there was never a solution. There was never a solution. There was never a, how do you say, an end all. There was only, you know, we're going to take care of a situation. But with chiropractic, I literally got to experience miracles. And I wanted to be able to find something that was powerful enough to be able to impact. And then something where you don't have to only just depend on man for, but you can depend on, you know, God's ability to heal the body. And it's so exciting to be a tool, man. I mean, if you could be anything in the world, I mean, if just anything, like you could be anything, you know, you could be Superman or you could be Batman or you could be Wolverine or you're Iron Man. So, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, you know, but I mean, like, imagine being a tool in God's hands. Like, you know, that's like, that's the ultimate superpower, man.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, I think that it's a privilege. It's truly a privilege. And it's truly a privilege because everybody's not chosen.
That's right.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Now, tell us about how you got into the path of helping other people open up offices.
Oh, wow. So really going to a lot of chiropractic seminars and looking at docs have massive success, especially at seminars like Mile High, you know, where people come and they get great information and they're able to transform their practices, like going back on Monday and just really making big impacts. And then I coming back into the community, right where I'm practicing. I go other places, and I see doctors in LAC, where I go to the schools, and I be talking with students, and I see them have like no clue, and I'm like, this is easy. But you know, I mean, but you know, you forget about all the work that you put in, all of the hours and the miss and the time sleeping and the grind. You forget about it, and it just becomes you. You know, you become something. You're present. When you're present, all of a sudden you begin to have this transformative state of being. When you be successful, when you be, you know, the removal of subluxation, when you be chiropractic, it becomes easy. And when I would hear the stories from certain students or doctors about not having success, or it being hard, or not being able to do certain things, I begin to help other docs, and they begin to have success. And I'm like, you know, I want to see the profession thrive.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, let me ask you this. So in working with other docs, and I'm sure there's been ones that have been less successful and more successful, what are the characteristics you've seen that repeat in the ones that are successful?
Oh man, an undying will to really get out and help people, and then number one, a belief in the principles of chiropractic, a belief in the body's ability to heal, like a belief in the bigness of chiropractic, and then and also too, having some spiritual aspect, understanding and knowing that it's not you. And then truly understanding, like I said, the bigness, how much more of it that chiropractic is than it is us. I'll never forget that day, because every time I see you, Danny, everybody's all over you and stuff, and I never get to touch the hem of your garment, you know. So you know, you gave me an adjustment one day, and I'll never forget it, because I kept hearing everybody saying, "Oh my God, you got to get this adjustment about Danny." And I said, "What is Danny doing over there to those people? Is he paying them to adjust them?" So I went over there and I got my adjustment by you, and I got up and I said, "Man, I'm not even. What was that?" And I walked around. I was like, "Wow, I feel amazing." And then I came over to you, and you said something so powerful to me, and I probably shouldn't even say it now, because I really want to say it on stage, but but you told me, you said, you know, and you're young too, so you told me something that I'm quoting. So you told me, you said, you know, the adjustment doesn't happen on a table. It happens between the first visit, the visit that you have, and the next visit. That's the adjustment. And I was like, that's real, that's powerful. Everything you do between that point and the other point, whether it's the 3 T's, trauma, thoughts, or toxins, it happens within that. Not on the table, but between that. And I forgot the question, but I'm still inspired right now.
No, that's good. You said what makes people, the question was what do you see in the docs that are successful? So I love that. I love that. Yeah. So
it's an understanding of the principle. It's a burning passion and desire to be unstoppable. And it's a love. It's really just a love to really go and help people, because the thing about it is, if you love people, if you want to serve, you're going to attract it to you, and people feel it. People feel love, Danny.
Right.
People feel love. It's hard not to.
No, they know. They know, or they are repelled. Either way.
There you go.
No,
right.
Or they'll say, "I don't know why, but I just got to be around this person. I got to be around this place.
Absolutely.
I don't get what it."
That's it. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and when you have that, it almost doesn't matter what you say.
It doesn't matter or what you charge. It doesn't matter, because it's
who you're being.
There you go. Absolutely.
Right. So tell us a little bit about what Evoke is and what you do with Evoke.
Oh man, so what we do is with Evoke, so we help underserved or people that don't get chiropractic. We go into the community where chiropractic isn't right out there and readily available, like my community, like a community of minority communities where you can't get it. We believe that if we could be the link to bring in that mass group of people that aren't getting chiropractic, there can be a shift in chiropractic. So
Excellent.
you're talking about chiropractic on a global. We looked at the percentages there. When I started school, chiropractic school, many eons ago, the percentage of people getting chiropractic was 9 to 11%. Now it's like 6 to 8%, depending on any given day, right? So I mean, it's like it's the percentage is dropping, and we want to be a part of the solution as far as a shift and a change. And if we have we believe that we have the ability to be able to penetrate certain communities in a way. We want to teach people how to do it, and because it's a need to. Because Danny, I have 2 beautiful daughters, a beautiful wife, and if something would ever happen to me, I would want to make sure that they got chiropractic. And one of the big things is if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I have a responsibility because I know better. Because there's a little kid out there right now that looks like me, that mom has multiple sclerosis, that mother fell in the bathroom and couldn't get up and laying in her own urine, and he doesn't know what to do. And if he doesn't hear about the power of the gift, of God-given gift of chiropractic, you know, that's my fault. That's my fault, Danny. That's my fault. So that's why we started Evoke. That's why we're going to these schools. That's why me and you, your path crossed. And I'm so happy because you gave me that amazing adjustment that day. That's why we're doing that with Evoke. We're taking on clients. We're helping docs to have success, and because we want chiropractic to thrive.
Excellent. Outstanding. Outstanding. You know, I love one of the things that when I put together Mile High, I mean, well, there's a lot of reasons I'm not going to go into right now, but after a couple of years of it, I was like, how do we hone in what we're doing? And you just said it, and so that's why I want to segue into this. You know, what I didn't want to say, oh, it's chiropractic philosophy, science, and art, because that's everywhere. You know, that's chiropractic. What are we doing with Mile High? And I said, really, reflecting on it, there were 3 things that I felt Mile High for the podcast and also the event where we come together in the group are about. One is philosophy, because I feel like people don't have enough philosophy by far in their education. You can always learn more and grow more, and that's the focus. You know, the science and art are going to come out of the philosophy. So the philosophy is that foundation. And then the other thing was business strategies, because I feel like chiropractors need business strategies. Otherwise, you can be great philosophically and a great philosopher, but if you can't, do business, get people in the door, no one's going to help, right? And that's the problem. But you hit something else, and the third thing was vision. You need vision, and you need to expand your vision. And that's one thing I love about you, and this is why I brought this up, was that you're doing things to expand your vision beyond your 4 walls. And if we're going to lead in healthcare, our vision can't just be myself getting people on my tables in my office. You have to have a vision beyond that. Absolutely. Like the mission trips you're doing, right? And like going into underserved areas, and then opening other offices and helping other doctors how to do that. That's because you have a bigger vision than yourself.
No, I appreciate that. And one of the things that you just brought up, talking about philosophy, I can't tell you how much. I mean, I appreciate Dr. Schiffman was my coach for about my first 4 years of practice, and one of the things I got from him was philosophy. And it was so funny because our manual really didn't have procedures, but if you can communicate the philosophy of chiropractic, it's almost like you don't even need a script. BJ says, don't sell chiropractic. He says, sell the principle. And I used to be like, what the hell does that mean? But, sell the principle? The principle is 33 of them. I can only sell them for so long. But what you're selling is, you're selling this life. It's like Jesus came and he said, hey, look, I see you down here and you got cattle all over the hill, but my father's prepared a place for you. You're talking about streets of gold and pearly gates, and he was selling a vision. Right. selling it. And we got to sell that for people, that they can have less stress, that their families can be stronger, that they can have a higher state of health, that they can have control, that their children can be healthy, that they don't have to live under a regime, man. They don't have to. They can have life and life more abundant. Yep. And through the vehicle of chiropractic.
Yep.
So that's why I get excited about chiropractic, Danny, man, because it's not me. It's innate and it's omnipotent. And innate is omnipotent, man, and I don't have to be perfect to deliver it. All I have to do is show up. You know, I mean, and that's why I love it, man. That's why I love it, man. You know, a surgeon has to have steady hands. You know, an architect has to draw straight lines. A construction worker has to put the screw in the right place. You know, all I have to do is show up with a heart full of love, full of passion, and go to work, Danny.
And then trust. I think the big thing about chiropractic personally, it comes down to the difference of one thing, okay, which is trust as compared to fear, right? Chiropractic, the chiropractic principle number one, the major premise, all that really says is trust life.
Yes.
That's what that is that you got to trust, and everything else in healthcare is, man, you know, you can't heal without me, without the medication, without the part that's going to get cut out, like that. You know, it's a fear system. It's always be afraid of what condition might have versus, you know, let's trust you're powerful. Your body is incredibly powerful.
Absolutely.
And that makes all the difference. And when you bring trust into those mission trips, when you bring trust into those communities you're going into, that's huge, because sometimes people have not even been exposed to any amount of trust and love.
Right. And it's hard to, just with looking at the stats. Look at the statistics. Look at what's going on. Look at the involvement in the medical system. Look at their proven track record. Look at their percentages, man. You know, I mean, how can you trust?
Yeah, totally. But and you know that the more you expand your trust, the more love is in your life, and the more impact you can have, and the more you have to give. It's hard to give when you're in fear, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let me say this. So when you come out to Colorado, when you come up to Mile High to rise up, and you rise up, and you're rising up on stage. What are you going to be sharing on stage? Can you give us a little hint or teaser?
Well, the things that I'm going to be sharing are going to be practical things, and they're going to be things that are going to help you to have a more vast knowledge in your philosophical basis, and as far as things that you could take back to your office that are going to help you to grow that next Monday, and not only from an aspect of growing, but from an aspect of being. I truly believe that it's not a thing that you're going to do, but it's a constant thing in work as far as being a leader. The better leaders we are of people, the better leaders we are and managers we are of our own selves, the more of an impact we're going to be able to make, especially with the principles of chiropractic. So we're going to dive and delve into those things, and then also to be able to really have some clarity on looking at how we can have this thing called success and helping people in chiropractic.
I'm so excited. So we look forward to seeing you at Mile High, August 15th to 18th. Everybody's going to be rising up, and, you know, we're rising up chiropractic. We're lifting up chiropractic from the center of the country, so more and more people can tie into expanding, you know, deepening their vision, deepening their philosophy, expanding their vision, improving their business strategy, so we all can make more impact. I'm grateful for you coming out to help impact more lives. And if you are listening to this podcast, you enjoy the podcast, share it. It's downloaded in countries around the world. Share it somewhere. Tell your friends to subscribe to the podcast. You subscribe to the podcast. You never want to miss an episode. And we look forward to seeing you, Dr. Frank, at Mile High. We look forward to seeing everybody at Mile High, August 15th to 19th. Excellent. Have an awesome day.
See you there, baby.
Keep changing lives with chiropractic.
Definitely. Thank you, my man.
Like our page on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Mile High Chiro.